Pokemon Sword and Shield is upon us, and you might think that you're ready to grab your Pokeballs, your weird square backpack, and stumble around the Galar region, but you're not ready until you've heard the things in this video. Now, these are all tips that you're definitely going to want to hear before you start your adventure to make sure that you are well prepared. So we will not be delving into spoiler territory, either story nor Pokemon. So, without further ado, let's just get into it. So one of the first things I always do when I start a new game is have a good long look at the options menu. Of course, the first thing that every good Pokemon player will do is turn the text speed from normal to fast, because why would anyone have it on normal or slow? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But one of the other cool things that you can do now in the options menu is have a look at things like the autosave feature and the skip movies feature. If you think that, hey, maybe there's too many cutscenes in this game, maybe you're doing a second playthrough, or maybe you just don't care about the story in general, you can add skip movies, which allow you to, well, skip the movies and save some time. There is also an autosave feature now that allows the game to save very periodically, and if you've played any other game in the last 15 years, you know exactly how autosave should work, but it is a very new thing to the Pokemon franchise. However, if you decide that you do not want the autosave feature, you know, for one reason or another, maybe you're trying to get a certain type of legendary, you don't want the game to save by accident or anything like that, maybe you just don't trust it, then you can also turn the autosave feature off. There you have that option there. If you've played Pokemon games in the past, then you'll know all about the experience share. Now, the way that it works in this game is the same as it works in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. It's something that cannot be turned off as far as we are aware, and it is something that distributes experience across all of your party dependent on the level. So for example, if a Pokemon is level 20 that you beat and you beat it with a level 30, your level 30 will gain less experience than your level, for example, 10 on your team, which will grow faster, which I believe personally is kind of nice in order to have that little bit of experience booster for the lower level Pokemon, but the fact that you can't turn it off is a little bit annoying. It would be nice to have the option to turn it off, but I do feel like it will keep the game nice and balanced as you go through. The wild area has been wildly talked about on the lead up to Pokemon Sword and Shield release, but did you know you actually get access to the wild area really quickly? And about an hour into the game, you'll get access to the wild area, and the wild area immediately includes a lot of very powerful Pokemon. Things that you probably don't want to run into super early on in the game. So as soon as you get access to the wild area, you're gonna have to be on your guards and be mindful that if you run into any of these Pokemon, then you could be experiencing a world of hurt very quickly. So watch out as you traverse the wild area when you are lower level, because these things, they don't scale with you, they don't level with you, they don't care about you at all. But speaking of the wild area, you can actually access your PC from the wild area, which is to say you can actually access your PC from really any area. As it was with Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, the Pokemon Sword and Shield PC boxes work as long as you are outside of a gym, you should be able to access your PC. Now, the gym battles are different as they do not let you get your Pokemon changed around when you're in a gym, but as long as you're anywhere else, you're able to switch out your Pokemon as you like, which will save a lot of time in going back and forth between Pokemon centers just to switch out that one Pokemon that you don't really want on your team anymore. Something popular to the Pokemon franchise is the idea of version exclusives, and that is no different in Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield have a lot of Pokemon exclusive to different versions of the game. Now, not all of them have been fully confirmed yet, but to give an idea of what you might be looking at here, Pokemon Sword has Farfetch'd, Sirfetch'd, Gothorita, Gothitelle, that whole evolution line, the Dino evolution line up to Hydreigon, Turtonator, and the Komodo evolution line, while Pokemon Shield exclusives include Galarian Ponyta's evolution line, the Larvitar evolution line up to Tyranitar, the Solosis evolution line up to Reuniclus, Mandibuzz, Goomy, Sliggoo, and Goodra, and Drampa. So if any of these Pokemon, specifically appeal to you, you may need to reconsider which version you actually want to pick up. Of course, the version-exclusive legendaries also factor into that. Zacian is Sword exclusive, and Zamazenta is Shield exclusive. Pokemon Sword and Shield have went above and beyond in this iteration to make it a lot easier to get competitively viable Pokemon. From being able to pass off egg moves in the daycare, from being able to actually change the nature of your Pokemon with mints, it becomes a lot easier to make a Pokemon, even if it wasn't bred specifically to be competitive. For example, you could take your starter Pokemon that you had with you the entire game and give it a certain mint, transfer some egg moves. All of a sudden, that thing is competitively viable and you didn't really even have to do that much. So, don't throw away those playthrough Pokemon just yet. Don't worry about the overuse of eggs you're going to be hatching there, because there's a chance a lot of the Pokemon you already have can be turned into competitively viable Pokemon with just a few items and about 5 minutes of your time. If you're big into shiny hunting and like shiny Pokemon, then chances are you might be looking to shiny hunt your starter Pokemon before you truly get your adventure going in Galar. Don't. This starter is Shinylocked and cannot be found shiny in that encounter. There is absolutely no way you'll be able to do it, and I'm glad I just saved you maybe several hours of your time hunting for that thing when you cannot actually physically do it. A shiny lock means that the Pokemon cannot be found shiny under any circumstances. Now, this is the first time this has happened for a starter without it being in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, as Ultra Sun and Moon allowed you to shiny hunt for your starter in that encounter. But don't fret. You can still get a shiny starter via breeding if you would like to. That just results in you having to hatch a lot of eggs, and it is very much a letdown that you cannot find your actual starter shiny, but that's just the way that things are. Early on in the game, you might find that potions just aren't cutting it when it comes to healing up your Pokemon in battles. Now, there's actually a much cheaper and more effective method of healing your Pokemon than just using potions. If you go to any of the train stations, you should see a vending machine of some kind. And those vending machines sell fresh water, soda pop, and lemonade. All of these items are at around the same price or cheaper than the equivalent HP recovery you get from potions. For example, a super potion recovers 50 points of health and is 700 Pokebucks, whereas a lemonade recovers 70 points of health and is 350 Pokebucks. So really, what you're going to want to do early game is stack up on a lot of lemonades, a lot of fresh waters, and a lot of soda pops. It might take a while for you to buy these, but it is well worth the time put in, as it saves you a lot of money in the long run and a lot of time healing your Pokemon, and you might just need those few extra health points in a pinch. In Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, if you delved into the options menu, you would have noticed that there was an option on each individual type of audio to lower it or raise it to whatever your heart's desire. You could lower the in-game sound effects, raise the Pokemon cries, or lower the in-game music to whatever you wanted to. If you wanted to mute the music separately but keep the sound effects, you could. You can do the same in Pokemon Sword and Shield, but you need to get a special item to do it. When you first arrive at Motostoke City, one of the people that you first run into right at the entrance will give you a special item, some earbuds that will allow you to access these audio options. I have absolutely no idea why they've locked these audio options behind a random NPC giving you a key item. Honestly, it makes no sense, but I would highly recommend you get these earbuds because it is very nice to be able to customize what kind of audio levels you want for each thing. The final thing that you need to know is that shinies won't appear in the same way like they do in Pokemon Let's Go, which is to say that they won't appear shiny in the overworld if they are. You need to encounter them to see whether or not they're shiny. I'm telling you this so you don't waste time kind of hanging around routes just like looking at the overworld Pokemon when the overworld Pokemon won't be shiny. You have to actually encounter them first to check whether or not they will be shiny. And that is the final thing that you need to know. Now that you have this information, you are fully prepared to tackle the Galar region with your sword and shield Pokemonsters. So if you enjoyed this video, or if I helped you out at all with any of these tips, please make sure that you are subscribed and go ahead and clickety-clack that like button. Let me know if there's anything that I might have missed in the comment section below, any important information that you think you should share with your fellow trainers down there. I would appreciate that. It's always good to share information. Remember, the real pro tips are always in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, but most importantly, subscribe to the YouTube channel because we got lots more Pokemon Sword and Shield content coming your way. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time.